This reaction is brought to you by my $5 or more patrons at patreon.com/AlexHeitz. I'd like to thank Steve Aldersley, Andreas Glaisel, at HotGirlVideo69 on Twitter, Ed Summers, Identitech, Jason Bates, Kurt David, Mark Ventura, Mason Frost, Matthew McLaughlin, Ray Schuster, Will E., B. Jabber, David Mannion, Ewan Reed, James Hanley, James Wilson, and Livitz. Thank you all for supporting this video, supporting me, my family, the channel. I appreciate it immensely. Hope you enjoy the reaction. Well, golly, looks like doing one of them Dylan albums finally. Jeez. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another album reaction. This is a poll album. For those who are new to the channel, we usually do like artist discographies, go through all of the significant albums through artists. But every 2 to 4 albums, we interject with these polls that we do on my Patreon. And this was chosen out of 4 albums, as you can see here. Blood on the Tracks won just barely. It was tied with I Want to See the Bright Lights Tonight for a while, but Blood on the Tracks won out. And poor Joni Mitchell just never stood a chance. These were albums that I chose. I did like 70s folk albums. And of course, Dylan won. It was kind of expected to win because of the seniority, the pedigree, and the, just the significance of it. So I'm very interested to listen to this album. I think it will be quite fascinating. For those who don't know, I do unedited reactions at my Patreon, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. For $5 a month, you can get access to unedited reactions from Modest Mouse going forward. That's April of 2021. And including this video, that'll be around like 41, 42, 43 unedited album videos. So if you want to support the channel, you can go to patreon.com/AlexHeitz and jump in at $5 a month. If not, just $1 a month gets you access to voting in these types of polls that we do every 2 to 4 albums. Just breaks up the monotony of the artist binges and interjects some interesting, fresh stuff. I've been wanting to do Dylan for a while, but I figured why not throw in like one of his later albums into this poll, and it won. So if you want to support the channel, patreon.com/AlexHeitz. Also, I'm affiliated with NordVPN if you guys are in need of a VPN. Best prices, best speeds on the market by far. Just a great quality service. I've been using them for years, and they reached out to me and wanted to know if I wanted to be an affiliate, and I'm like, sure. So if you're in need of a VPN, encrypt your data, keep everything safe, access stuff from other countries, go ahead and check out my link in the description. Okay, Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks. This will be very interesting, very interesting. I have never been super into Dylan. I've heard like some stuff in passing, like Blown in the Wind, which I think is actually like fine melodically. I think I've heard Like a Rolling Stone, possibly on my top 10 single streams. I know I've heard Tangled Up in Blue on my top 10 single streams from this album. I don't remember it vividly because I listened to like hundreds of songs when I was doing those streams, and some of them they just didn't stick, or I just wasn't paying super close attention. I was reading chat or something. But I've never loved his drawl, but people have said that if you're not super into the sound of early Dylan, you might like some of this like later mid-70s stuff, such as Blood on the Tracks and Desire, which came out a year later. So very eager to see what this is going to sound like. If it's going to sound vocally different, sonically different, compositionally different. I don't know. But we have 51 minutes here. We have 10 tracks. Some people say that this is his best album, right up there with Highway 61 and Blonde on Blonde. So, yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. No, I think we're good. I think we're just going to jump right on in. Like I said, I've heard Tangled Up in Blue from the top 10 single streams. I don't remember it well, so maybe we'll see if this can jog my memory. So, first track, Tangled Up in Blue.
Hair was still red. Her folks, they said our lives together sure was gonna be rough. Out of the road, rain falling on my shoes. Heading up for the East Coast, Lord knows, tangled up in blue. Split up on the docks at night, both agreeing it was rocking boat, I've been blue. Yeah, and back in my chair I said, Timmy, don't I know your name? I must open up a book of poems and handed it to me. Off of every page like it was written in my soul, but me to you. Oh, the only thing I knew how to do was to keep on keeping on like a bird that flew.
Okay. Good. I feel, I don't know if this is typical with Dylan, but like folk implies very strong narrative storytelling. And like, for just calibration here, like I love folk. I love 60s into 70s folk, Greenwich Village scene, all great. Bridge Over Troubled Water, one of my favorite albums of all time. I love Simon and Garfunkel. Love Nick Drake. What's his name? Jackson C. Clark, the Blues Run the Game guy. Good stuff. Tons of Dave Bixby. Check out Dave Bixby. He's great. Tons of stuff from the 60s and 70s in the folk era that I like. Townes Van Zandt. I could just go on. With Dylan, his storytelling is really hard for me to follow, and I don't know why that is. It could be the vocal delivery, but it's also like the lyrics seem a little dense. But it's like with Simon and Garfunkel, Joni Mitchell, like their storytelling is very clear. With Dylan, it's a little more, maybe poetic is the right term. So it's a little harder for me to like access that part on first listen, I think. So, those who don't know, I do follow-ups to my reactions, like anywhere from 2 weeks to like a month or more after I do the album reaction and my thoughts have settled and I've listened to the music again. So maybe if enough time has passed, I'll have the follow-up in the description and you can kind of check to see how I feel about the songs after the fact. I might be able to kind of penetrate a little bit more. But on first listen, I like the folk instrumentation and the composition is good. Nice melodic structure. Yeah. All right, not much more to say. Let's go to the next track, Simple Twist of Fate.
Did him and he felt a spark tingle to his bones. Confused, I remember well, and stopped into a strange hotel where the neon played as she was walking on by the arcade as the one more time for a simple twist of fate. Blame it on a simple twist of fate.
Pretty good. I like the simple. Also, I apologize. There was like a couple random like noise, like errors in the song for some reason, the one that I have, so I'll try to mute that when I edit the video. The simple twist of fate, the simple instrumentation, that kind of descending chord structure, which is very common in folk, but very pleasant, very kind of breezy, a nice little kind of come down from Tangled Up in Blue. Now I'm just curious to see what You're a Big Girl Now sounds like, so let's go.
Our conversation was short and sweet. Oh, and you were on blind land, sitting on a fence. He's singing a song for me. Lane, it moves too fast. Oh, but what a shit. Oh, in somebody's room. Let's stop.
Very pleasant. Very like sweet, sentimental. Nice chord structure. I like the playing of the acoustic guitar with like the random just like slow strums of like chords and notes over the main song. Good. That's probably one of my more favorites so far. Like Tangled Up in Blue was good. But like I'm a sucker for a nice like deep cut, and you're a big girl now. Like hit all the marks. Good. All right, next one, Idiot Wind. Very long.
Someone's got it in for me. They're planting stories in the prey. I shot a man named Gray and took his wife to Italy. She filled with big ideas, images, and distorted facts. Idiot wind, blowing at me. I ran. There's a lone soldier on the cross, dreaming about the way things sometimes are. Vision on your saddle. Idiot wind, idiot babe. It's a wonder that you still know how to breathe. Stop. What's good is bad. What's bad is good. You find out when you roll into autumn. Idiot wind. I can't even touch the books you've read. Every time I've been double crossed now for the very last time. But Lord, the pain I rise above, and I'll never know the same about you. Idiot wind, blowing through the buttons of my coat.
Yeah, Idiot Wind. Surprisingly, like didn't feel that long. I was able to kind of like follow the lyrics somewhat. It didn't have a ton of ideas, but it managed to stay interesting the whole time through. So there you go. Not my favorite so far. I still like You're a Big Girl Now most. But it's been pretty solid folk rock this whole time. Good job, Robert Zimmerman. That's his real name, right? It's like Robert Allen Zimmerman. Dylan, they've been making you push pencils? Well, you're gonna make me lonesome when you go.
It's never been this close before. Never been so easy or so slow. Right on target, so direct. You're gonna make me lonesome when you go. Lonesome when you go. Flowers on the hillside blooming crazy. Oh, but there's no way I can compare all them scenes to this affair. You're gonna make me give myself a good talking to.
This album feels like the clearest quintessential vision of Bob Dylan to me. Like his early stuff definitely has that like that wild kind of unhinged edge to it. It just feels, I wouldn't say messy, but this feels like way more like focused and mature, I suppose you could say. I don't know what I would compare it to. That's like an analog to it, and with some other musician, but I did like that one. I like the bass presence, the little like boom 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 boom. I like a nice little melodic bass in my music. It's good. All right, well that's side one done. Flip the vinyl. We're on side two. Meet Me in the Morning.
56 and Wabasha. It's a wabi shop. For the dawn. Never days in darkness since you've been gone. Oh, yeah. There must be something on his mind. Sinking like a ship.
Yes, well. Not bad. I'm not into blues like remotely at all, especially like the folk tinged blues rock in general. It's just I don't have the personality that matches up with it or vibes with it. I wish I did. I almost do, but I don't. So that one just kind of went in one ear out the other to me. But still good playing, good production. Let's just move on. Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts.
Cause we're all planning for a ball. They kept looking like the Jack of Hearts. Moved into the corner, face down like the Jack of Hearts. The gentle breeze was blowing, you could feel it from inside. Lily called another bag, and so dandy and so fine. With his body slipped into the side door, looking like a queen without a crown. Face over at the Jack of Hearts. Life which took her everywhere, but she never met anyone quite like the Jack of Hearts. Not of bad things, even once tried suicide. Was looking to do just one good deed before she died. All around by his chair. There's something funny going on there, better than the Jack of Hearts. No, off with quite a haul. In the darkness by the riverbed, the other who she very rarely saw. Thinking about Rosemary and thinking about the law. But most
Okay. I kind of went a little insane listening to that. My gosh, 9 minutes. Good Lord, it never changed. Ugh. Maybe on the next listen I can pay closer attention because there was obviously some kind of plot going on in there. But just the constant return to Jack of Hearts, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, ugh. Upon first listen, least favorite so far, just because I was not ready for a 9 minute long song repeating that much. And my mind kind of dulled a little bit. So stay tuned for the follow up for me to say how I finally feel about that one. Anyway, let's move on. Something a bit shorter. If you see her, say hello.
See her say hello. She might be in Tangier. Say for me that I'm alright. Though things get kind of slow, it isn't so. Oh, our separation, it pierced me to the heart. Is her once for me. Always have respect. Oh, the bitter taste still lingers on. I see a lot of people on, and I've never gotten you on. Sundown, tell her she can look me up.
pretty good. Again, was it You're a Big Girl Now that I said this on, where like I like the just soft, crisp, twinkly strums of the acoustic guitar. I think that's a really nice addition. Yeah, solid. My favorite on side 2 so far. We have 2 tracks left to go, everybody. Shelter from the Storm.
One of toil and blood. When blackness was a virtue, the road was full of mud. Shelter from the storm. I give my word. In a world of steel-eyed death and men who are fighting to be warm. Come in. Die ravaged in the corn. Come in, she said, I'll give ya shelter from the storm. And took my crown of thorns. Come in, she said, I'll give you shelter from the storm. Hard nails and the preacher rides a mount. But nothing really matters, man. Understand your question, man. Is it hopeless and forlorn? Come in, she's down across the line. Beauty walks a razor's edge. Someday I'll make it mine.
Pretty dang good. I think I've heard that one before from some like movie maybe, because that sounded familiar. I know that's kind of a bigger song as well, kind of like Tangled Up in Blue. But yeah, good. Last track, everybody. Let's finish this out, and then we'll talk about the album as a whole. Buckets of Rain.
Buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears. Buckets of moonbeams, hey, honey, baby, I'll be here. Hey, that you move your hips, I like the cool way you look at me. Red wagon, a little red bike, I ain't no monkey, but I know what I like. I like the way said life is a bust. All you can do is do what you must. You do what you must do.
And there it seems to be. It is all done. That was nice. Nice kind of simple way to go out. It wasn't one of the better songs on the album, I would say. It was just kind of like, what's the word? Muted? Subdued? There you go, subdued. Which is fine. Blood on the Tracks. Okay. Interesting. How do I talk about this? How do I say this? I didn't love the album on first listen. I loved some of the songs on first listen. My favorites were You're a Big Girl Now, If You See Her, Say Hello, and Shelter from the Storm. Those ones stood out to me immediately. I did like Tangled Up in Blue. Idiot Wind was also fine. I think You're Gonna Make Me Lonesome was okay. I don't remember that one. And Buckets of Rain was fine. I wasn't into Meet Me. Simple Twist of Fate was also fine. Meet Me in the Morning and Jack of Hearts were my 2 least favorites. One, because I'm not super into blues. That's just more of a personal taste. And the Jack of Hearts, like I said, what? But this is pretty solid. I'm eager to give these another run through. Personal, like, taste thing here. When it comes to folk, this is not my preferred type of folk. This is like very reliant on the singer-songwriter aspect of it, the storytelling, and the music. I say this with rather reservation. Music kind of comes in second to that, usually with that kind of mindset. And in a way, this folk is like too simple for me. There's just something slightly, very, 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 very slightly dull to me about this type of folk. Whereas Like Paul Simon, I think, can make very interesting, complicated arrangements while still maintaining that simple folk mindset. Same with like Nick Drake. His is a little bit more complicated, but he still maintains that singer-songwriter vibe. Joni Mitchell, I think, is also great at that. Townes Van Sant is able to make very interesting music. This Bob Dylan, he's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I think he's quite good. There's just something in his guitar compositions that don't jump out to me. Maybe listening to more of him, I'll be able to, because I want to do a Bob Dylan discography dive at some point. Maybe jumping more into his stuff, I'll be able to find the things that I like. But upon first listen, this is not my preferred style of folk. Let's put it that way. Maybe I just need more context. Maybe I need to listen to more Dylan, but that's just kind of the way it stands at the moment. But this was good. This was good. I'm glad I listened to it. There's some gems in here for sure. And it just makes me more eager to listen to more Dylan and get more context going forward. But thanks for choosing this album, everybody. It was a nice listen indeed. Okay, that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. Yet again, things to plug, patreon.com/Alex Haitz or something. Plugged it before, like I said, $1 a month access to voting in these polls, $5 a month unedited reactions, of which this is one. And then also the Discord. Got to plug the Discord. That's linked in the description. Got about almost 175 members over there at this point. We have a lot of fun with music discussion, recommendations, Topster charts, memes, all kinds of fun over there. So if you want to join the community of this man, that would be the place to do it. And that's it, everybody. Thank you again for watching. Very highly appreciated your patronage. We'll see how this video does. Going forward, we're jumping back into Pixies. We're doing Doolittle. Very excited to get back into the swing of that. And yeah, nothing else to add. Just same old, same old. So, thank you for watching. Until next time, everybody, Godspeed.